9.2, translations. Translations, and you're going to do it through a translation vector. A vector is a distance that you have got to move your shape from one position to another, and the vector will tell you exactly how far and how much you need to move it. And here's the basic concept of a translation. A translation must be from the same distance to the point along a translation vector. And have a look at the notation. The K is with a line and half of an arrowhead, and it tells you here that it must be the same length as the vector and it must be parallel to the vector. So as you can see here, look, you've got congruent to and parallel to. So you've got to make sure that you understand the terminology before you start doing the question. Alright, so here's example 1. You've got this triangle, X, Y and Z, and you've got the translation vector, which in this case is W, and you've got to move X, Y and Z, triangle X, Y and Z in the same direction and the same length as that. Alright, first thing to do is to measure the distance of this guy. So the vector, you want to know how long the vector is. You're not too worried about the direction of it at the moment, but you want to know how long it is. And every one of your lines, look, needs to be parallel to and congruent to. So all three angles must go in the same direction and parallel to it. Okay, once you've got it, the distance from Z to Z dash and Y to Y dash and X to X dash, once you've got your 3 points plotted, join it up and you've got your translated vector. Alright, question number 1. First and foremost, measure the distance of your vector. Okay, so what is the distance? Once you've got that, then you draw your lines parallel to it. Okay, so make sure that you are using your drawing tools, and then once you've got that distance, measure the same distance away, and that's where B dash is going to go, etc. All right, do the same with D, do the same with C. Okay, yours is going to be obviously a lot more accurate than mine. I'm doing my freehand. But again, once you're finished, then don't forget you've got A dash, B dash, C dash and D dash. Your triangle should be translated the same length, same direction as your vector. Okay, a little bit of terminology before we go in. When you're doing vectors, your vector is just like in parentheses, but here you've got sort of like straightened edges. Okay. And again, just like your reflections, you can take your original coordinate and you can translate it by the vector distance. Okay, well, the vector distance in this case is 7, 4. So whatever your X and Y is, which in this case is -2, 3, you're going to add 7, 4 to it. And then once you've done that, you will finish up with the distance or the new position of whatever P is. In this case, it's 5, 7. So here's example number 2. You've got your 3 coordinates, E, F and G, and you're going to translate it by a vector 2, 5. So here you start off with, this is E, the coordinates of E, -7, -1. You're going to add 2 to the X coordinate, you're going to add 5 to the X coordinate, and you finish up with your new position. You can plot your new position, do the same for F, and do the same for G. Once you've plotted your 3 new points, then you can draw your triangle, and then you can see that everything has been moved 2 along and 5 up. Alright, so here's question number 4. You plot the 3 points. I'm going to do mine freehand. You've got yours, 2, 4 is going to be there, so J is approximately there. K, 1, 1 is going to be there, that's K, and L is going to be 5, 1, so we're over here at 5, 1, so that's L. Okay, and then eventually M is going to be 4, 4. So that's M at 4, 4. So now we've got something that looks like a trapezoid. Okay, and you're going to translate everything 7, 1. So for every point, you're going to add 7. So if we take J, we've got our 2, 4, and we're going to, in theory, add 7, 1 to it, and then plot the new point. So J dash is going to be the 2 plus the 7, so that's going to be 9. 1 plus the 4 is going to give you 5. Okay, so then plot your point. So 9, 5, we're going to be over here somewhere, and there's where J dash is. Do exactly the same with K, L, and M, and then eventually you will find that everything will translate. You better have the same shape, just moved along. 7 along, 1 up.